Have you ever stopped and honestly asked yourself, why do I want to be a leader? I'm not talking about the polished interview answer or the LinkedIn answer. I mean the real answer. Is it the title, the recognition, the money, or maybe the influence? Maybe even the opportunity to make a difference. Or even maybe you don't know anymore. And honestly, that's more common than what people think. So today I want to share my own leadership story, because when I first became a manager, my reasons were probably very different to what they are today. So I became a manager at Pfizer, that large pharmaceutical company, when I was 28 years old. And let me tell you, I thought that I had arrived. I was ambitious, goal-driven, very organized. Actually, maybe slightly too organized. Now, when I look back, I can honestly say that at that stage, leadership was about status and security for me. The title made me feel successful and important and credible. And back in the 90s, it was a time when there was not many women in leadership positions. And I learned very quickly that women had to be smarter, work harder and longer just to be equal, just to progress their careers. Unfortunately, not much has changed. And you know that research shows that there are now more women managers, but many are in non-strategic roles with little real decision-making responsibilities. Anyway, back then, I also thought the title would give me the security so that I could start a family and come back to that level of leadership. And then something really interesting happened. So soon after becoming a manager, I had two people start reporting into me. And suddenly, leadership stopped being about me. Something in me shifted inside. I started thinking about their well-being, their growth, their experience at work, and how I could support them. And even without realizing it, I had moved from being focused on a title to becoming focused on people. And that was probably the moment that I stopped being a manager and started becoming a leader. I feel that I was always wired to become a leader, but not everyone actually wants leadership. Sometimes women pursue leadership because they want the recognition or the career progression, definitely, possibly more income and credibility and influence. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes people get promoted into leadership and discover that they actually hate managing people. I once coached a woman who had built an incredibly successful career, but she'd mostly worked independently, and even though she had been a manager in title for some time, but then suddenly she was leading a growing team and she was miserable. Not because she was bad at her job, but because emotionally she felt responsible for everyone and felt pulled in 100 directions. And she really felt that leading a team was actually never her goal. I think so many women can relate to this, especially empathic women. We carry people emotionally. We take on more responsibility than we need to. And very often we feel guilty. We try to support everyone and eventually we just burn out. So leadership isn't just about skills or experience. It's about self-awareness. It's about understanding what kind of leadership actually aligns with me. Some people love strategy. Others love the mentoring. Some love the influence and they love building a culture. And others prefer specialist roles without managing people. And all that is okay. But if you are leading people, your team deserves a leader who is truly, fully focused and fully in, not someone who's emotionally checked out, resentful, or trying to survive every single day. Sometimes being a real leader means admitting this role actually isn't aligned with who I am. That's mature leadership. And leadership can feel incredibly fulfilling, but it can also be exhausting. You know, you carry the responsibility for your team. There's pressure and conflict and often decision fatigue. And women carrying the emotional energy of the team. And this was definitely me. But despite all of that, one of the greatest privileges of my career has been helping people grow. Watching someone believe in themselves. You know, stop over-explaining and actually find their voice. Step into their confidence unapologetically. This is the ripple effect that matters, and I love it. And this is what fulfills me. This is why I mentor professional women to build their inner fitness and stop playing small so they can step up and take the space they deserve and get that promotion. So today, I want to leave you with a few questions, and I really encourage you not to push past them. Set aside about 10 to 20 minutes this week to sit with these questions and write what comes to mind. So when you become deeply connected to your why and why you want the next level of leadership, your energy changes, your presence changes, and the way you show up changes. I've included these questions in the description below. So here we go. Why do you want to lead? What are you really looking for? What kind of leader do you want to become? And what parts of leadership energize you? And what parts drain you? Are you chasing a title? Or are you looking for a deeper sense of purpose? Are you leading in a way that's aligned with who you truly are? These are actually questions that I explore in my book, More Love at Work, because I really believe leadership starts with self-awareness, not just learning how to manage people, but understanding yourself first. Leadership isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. And when you lead from that place, unapologetically, people can feel it. And that's where authentic leadership begins. And that's also when you start getting noticed for that leadership role. So if all of this resonated with you, then check out my book. Here you go. Then check out my book, More Love at Work. I go much deeper into these leadership conversations. I've also put a link in the description. I would love you to subscribe to my channel, share your thoughts in the comments, or just join us inside the Inner Fitness Circle. It's a supportive online community for professional women to build that confidence from the inside out, so you can lead with more clarity, presence, and trust yourself.